Attorney General, in the last 72 hours, senior officials at the Department of Justice and the FBI have issued warnings about the possibility of Iran or its supporters retaliating on American soil. I'm concerned that by these threats, particularly to Jewish communities and facilities. I appreciate that the department is taking this seriously, and the FBI appears to be taking these threats. Particularly, I'm concerned after one of our own state citizens, Kansan Sarah Milgram, was murdered by an anti-Israel activist here in Washington, D.C. My question is, General Bondi, is I recognize that a full assessment of these threats is probably better in a classified setting, but would you describe for the committee today, can you tell us what you can about specific actions the FBI and the DOJ law enforcement components are taking to mitigate these threats?
Thank you, Senator Moran. And I spoke with Sarah's family in Kansas.
Thank you.
I also spoke with the young man's family in Israel. I went to the scene of that crime, as I've done countless times as a homicide prosecutor in my career. I never dreamed that I would do that again. And it was truly horrific. They were simply leaving an event, as you well know, at a museum. And Ambassador Leiter actually told me that night that it's come out since publicly that he had a ring and was planning on proposing to her the following week in Israel. It was horrific. Not only that, what happened at Governor Shapiro's house in Pennsylvania was absolutely disgusting. I've spoken to Governor Shapiro multiple times, and that person will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. That was a hate crime. I believe it was done during Shabbat. To terrorize Governor Shapiro, pending criminal case, so I don't want to get into it too much, but I think that's been public information. Also, what happened in Boulder, Colorado, what happened at a Holocaust survivor, a woman who survived the Holocaust was hit by a firebomb with someone simply because she's Jewish, and many others were injured. Also, there's a cafe in this country called Jerusalem Cafe. My civil rights division is all over that. They will not serve you if you have a Jewish star. They have coffees and teas with despicable names that are anti-Semitic. My civil rights division is going after them with full force. So not only from a civil rights perspective, but from a national security perspective. My national security division, one of my top lawyers is sitting behind me here today. We are all over these cases, working hand in hand with FBI, with Homeland Security. All of our agencies are working so well together to try to combat this throughout our country. And without getting into detail in this setting, Iran, of course, is a threat. They have been a threat, and they always will be a threat to our country. And we are working hand in hand with all of our agencies to protect Americans and to keep us safe. We have a 24/7 command center at the FBI set up for situations just like you described, Senator.